What happens in your brain when you ask, "Who am I?" Today, I'm going to share with you how to deepen your "Who am I" self-inquiry. There's an important link that bridges Ramana Maharshi's "Who am I" meditation practice to neuroscience and to the study of the brain. And this is the common ground where sages and scientists come together and meet. They meet where brain science and the language of awakening meet each other without any conflict. I'll explain. Spiritually speaking, Ramana Maharshi taught that liberation comes by turning your attention to the source of the I. And each time you ask or focus on "Who am I?" For instance, who am I that just had that thought? Or who am I that just had that feeling? And when you open yourself to the truth of that "Who am I?", awareness withdraws from thoughts and abides closer to its origin, to its source. In pure spiritual terms, this process ends when the mind dissolves into what Ramana Maharshi calls the self, the source of the I. On the physiological level, this steady repetition of refocusing, it shapes the brain itself through a process known as myelination. Now, in neuroscience, myelin is a fatty insulator that wraps around nerve fibers, allowing electrical signals to travel faster and more efficiently between the different regions of the brain. Those synapses in the brain is wrapped by myelin. The more often that a neural pathway is used, the more myelin that tends to build up along it. And this is a process of myelination. It's how repeated practice, whether meditation, self-inquiry, learning a new language, practicing a musical instrument, or a sport like soccer or basketball. It's how the activity becomes effortless over time. Every act of focused attention strengthens those specific neural circuits. It's the act of repetition that causes certain cells to add layers of myelin around the active pathways. So the more often you return awareness to the contemplation of "Who am I?", the more fluent, effortless, and stable the action of returning becomes. Over time, the neural network of the brain learns to steadily focus instead of becoming distracted. Thus, myelin supports the discipline of self-inquiry. Ramana's realization, and for that matter, yours, is beyond physiology. But your brain can become an ally in the quest for self-realization. It can be a clear mirror for that which has no beginning and no end. It can hold a steady focus of attention, reduce reactivity, and establish a quieter default state of being, allowing the I thought to be observed without identification. In Ramana's terms, the return to the self is not caused by myelin, but myelin supports the steadiness of attention. It supports the steadiness of attention that's needed for the mind to fall into the arms of divine silence. It's like polishing a mirror. The myelination is the polish. It doesn't create the reflection of the mirror, but it allows the reflection of the mirror, that is the self, to shine without distortion. Does this make sense? In summary, myelin strengthens the brain's ability to stay present. Repetitive inquiry trains the circuitry of awareness. When the pathways of distraction quiet, the I thought naturally comes into focus and dissolves. The self is not in the brain, but the brain can become a clear instrument for realizing the self, the truth of who you are. If you found this of value, give me a like, share it, and comment. I'd love to hear what your experience is. Thank you for listening, and may all sentient beings find their way home, abiding in the self. Thank you.